Howdy, welcome everybody to our live stream here on Twitch and lichess. International Master William Pascal Sladgie is my name on Twitch. So welcome to the stream, guys. We're doing Fast Friday. Basically, we're playing 5+3 unrated, or we should call it casual, as it's referred to on lichess. Only 5+3 casual challenges with everybody, first come first serve basis here. Normally my streams I do challenges like against the subscribers first, but Friday I've created to kind of give everybody a chance who aren't necessarily subscribers as well. So if you want to play, challenge me to 5+3 casual and we will get started. Welcome Asterbait, Mr. JCS, our moderator. JCS is here. He's a tough customer. Barely managed to beat him the other day, despite the trash talk. Asterbait also barely managed to beat the other day. The last time we played, I don't remember. Did we play on Wednesday, Asterbait? Was it Wednesday? We had a really tough game? It must have been. It must have been Wednesday. It wasn't in the tournament, right? It was the game where you reached a drawn knight endgame against me. That's a really good sign. Don't be discouraged, Asterbait. I know that you have not scored against me, but to reach an endgame that's theoretically drawn, where you were actually in fact a tiny bit better, 50 moves or 40 moves or whatever into the game against International Master when you were like 1,000 points or 800 points lower rated, I mean, that's a really good achievement. So be positive. What's up, everybody? We've got no challenges yet. No challenges. Nobody knows I'm streaming. Make sure the stream title is right. Sladgie Fast Friday 5+3 open challenges on lichess.org. Only 3 viewers so far. Is Magnus Carlsen playing another world championship or something? What's going on, guys? Okay, this time frame hasn't been as good for me as my afternoon streams at 4:30. But this is the way it works. Monday, Wednesday, Friday I play noon ET, and then Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays I'm doing 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon. If nobody challenges me, I'm just gonna go grab a game. I mean, I'm serious about this. I'm raring to go here and play some 5-3. I'm gonna play some random dude. Let's see, play, create a game. Let's find a random victim. Where are we? Let's see. Wait, quick pairing 5+3. I'm just gonna play a random dude. Even though this is rated, we'll take our chances. Anyway, I don't care about my rating. My Blitz rating in particular is, I think, kind of underrated, actually. I can't even get a game. I mean, am I like banned or something? I can't even get a game in the quick pairing because people like to play 5-0 mostly. The 5+3 Blitz is probably not very popular. This isn't gonna work. I can't even get a game here. I could just cancel this and go to the lobby and like look for challenges. Let's look. We can even find a casual one. Asterbait is challenging me. All right, Asterbait, way to get the time control wrong. Get the time control right. There it is. It disappeared. He's coming back with a 5+3. Uh-oh. I got a game? Oh, I must have been in there. Rigabor. Well, I know what Riga is, but boar with a small b. Hungarian boar is wine. I pronounce it badly. Boar. But this is not a Hungarian. I don't think it's a Hungarian name. Rigoletto. 5-3 is too fast. Azerbaijan, come on. What do you mean it's too fast? You play every game like it's 3-0. Don't give me that. No, that's not an excuse. I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't want to hear excuses, guys. There's no excuse. It's too fast. He's always playing like using half his time anyway. What does he care if it's 5+3 or like 7+3? What's the difference when you don't use your time? Less time to take to the grave with you. The Egyptian time control philosophy. So Riga board, like, he took forever to find bishop g5, which is like the main line of the Blumenfeld. That's a good sign, though, that he's caught off guard, which is the main reason why I play this opening. Now he played knight d2, which is interesting. That is interesting. I could play h6, but that's kind of creepy. I'm just going to play this, and we'll probably transpose. Knight to d2, interesting. So that move... I don't recall going over that in my video series on the Blumenfeld. Alright, so now we play a6, and then a4. We've transposed back into theory. I guess it's a line after a4. You could even play... Look, he suddenly knows the theory. What's up with the 10 move think, like on move 4, and now he like knows what he's doing? That's kind of strange. I had another game with someone good in this line. Who was it? I don't remember. It was like a month ago or more. It was probably like two months ago. We had a game with somebody on the stream that followed this line. Could it have been Soltigo? Maybe. Suddenly the guy knows all theory. That's kind of creepy. It makes you think he's got like the opening book turned on or something. He thinks for like 40 seconds on the conspiracy theories, but 40 seconds on the fourth move, and then he suddenly knows the line. That's kind of weird. You'd think he'd just rattle it off if you knew the line. 5 plus 3 is too fast for you to... Yeah, JCS, exactly. JCS has big problems with the clock. Now, I don't think this is normal. So there goes the conspiracy theory out the window. The question is, who cares? That's what they say on the Muppet Show. I mean, this might be kind of dumb in a way, you know, to help him to exchange pieces to kind of castle, you know? I don't know. So we have a position that's similar to some theory. Usually there's a decision point about where to go with the knight to f4 or b4. Is why the devil is chasing me. I don't understand. What devil? The literal devil? This guy is playing well now. He knows everything. I feel like I'm like blundering. The problem is that there's too much simplification. In fact, many of these lines in the Blumenfeld are essentially drawish. Everything comes off. Look at this, a massive amount of material that's been like traded here. The guy's got 4,000 games, so I doubt he's like gonna cheat or something. You can usually be pretty sure that people who have played many games are legit. I just thought it was weird the way he thought so long on move 4. You know, that's kind of strange. Okay, so rook d8. There's also knight h3 check followed by rook d8. Soltigo is here. Awesome. We shall watch the video series on the Blumenfeld. Well, don't buy it on account of me, because I don't really make a profit on it. I just got paid a set amount to make the series. So buy it because it's good, though. I really did a good job. If you intend to do it to support me, don't do it. But if you really want to see my Blumenfeld series because because you just want to learn about the Blumenfeld, then I think my Blumenfeld series is quite good. All right, so what are we doing here? Getting into a weird situation. That knight is actually kind of pissing me off. Rook takes d6, knight takes g6, rook takes d1. Takes d1, knight takes g6. That could be very dangerous. I don't really want to do that. So let's try this. This is going to get kind of weird. Does this guy possibly lose on time? I was thinking like queen e6. This is just getting weirder and weirder now. He's only 2030. He's pretty cagey. Knight f5, g6. I might have to play knight g5, pull my knight out of there, because something bad could happen. Man, it looks like after this it's just complicated. My only chance is to win on time. Knight f5 is brilliancy, but I don't know how he can miss it. I mean, it's the obvious only move. Soltiga, what's up? Bob, man. Wow, where were you? Where have you been? This is a trick based on tactics. Nice. Nice. That's nasty. Rook takes d6, rook takes e6. Maybe I'm okay there? Rook takes d6, rook takes e6, rook takes d1, rook takes a6. Which rook takes a6? This is like Dr. Seuss. I end up like losing a piece in this line if I do that. That's just ridiculous. Oh, this is increment. Oh my god. I thought it was 5-0 because usually when I play rated games, I play. Okay, so this guy's gonna beat me. Oh man. I thought it was. Oh no. He's got increment. Oh my god. He played this move though, which is probably good, but not as good. He blundered? Nope. It's probably like a draw. Man. I didn't know it was increment. I was thinking it was 5-0 because I never play rated increment too much. I do the increment on the stream. Basically. My only chance is to like flag him in equal position. You know, which is not really likely to work. Maybe he could get outplayed in this knight endgame. He shouldn't be worse here at all. This is a perfect move. Let's bring my knight back. Maybe I could avoid the exchange of rooks to keep the game complicated. I don't think it's a great idea, but I must be rusty. Looked like a discovery on the queen a couple moves back. Well, there was, but he could just play queen f3. That was the problem, Bob. There's an FM. Why is there an FM watching my game? It's kind of strange. Why is a random FM watching? Let's just make sure we don't get mated on the back rank. First we can drive him back temporarily. Yeah. Oh, he dropped a piece. No way. The magic knight protects the back rank. Thought he had a back rank mate. Oh, man. All right, no rematch. No rematch. You're too good. Too good for 2030. I would never give you a rematch. Let's go back to the challenges. We're playing 5-3 casual. If you guys wanna play. Yeah, that's weird. The guy was an FM watching my game, a random Blitz game like that, who's not a friend of mine. That's kind of strange. All right, so we're playing Merlin the Wizard. Anyway, we got through that. There was some guy, Nobody Really or something. I don't know who that is, but he suddenly appeared. All right, so knight f3. We're playing our standard tournament repertoire here. I think a good player would have definitely held a draw there with white. He could just simply retreat his knight, and white is not worse at all. So that was a really well-played game by my opponent until he dropped a piece, hallucinating he had a mate threat. But that was just lucky. All right, let's play some casual. I got some rating points, yes. Oh, man. 3 rating points. All right, we're playing our lame variation, the Smyslov system, against the King's Indian. Every advantage to the professional. You've been in California for weeks? Wow. No internet out there. You're in a different time zone. A6, okay. Not typically played with a knight on d7, but I guess it's okay for black. A6 is not so bad. Interesting. So Bob, what? So the whole life has changed? You're not moving to California, right? You're just visiting? You got caught in some nasty fires? No, Bob, seriously, I wanted to do the queen discovery, of course. I didn't mention it. I guess I should have mentioned it for the viewers, because that is a very important variation. Obviously, it looks like I have a discovery, but he just interposes his queen when I go queen b7 or queen c6. Okay, so you see he's doing this thing where he's like preventing knight b5. Excuse me, that's a nice knight shape. He's preventing knight b5 with a6 and then playing queen e8. But I doubt this is a particularly great setup for black. All that time to prepare e5. But at the end of the day, I think my advice would be to people who play the King's Indian, and this is coming from someone who plays the King's Indian, or I have a lot, is that, you know, generally when white plays bishop g5 type systems, I think the better way to go is to play for Benoni, you know, with c5. Not to try to always force the King's Indian formation with e5 against the bishop on g5. So he managed to play e5, but he's kind of got his queen misplaced. I don't know that I necessarily have anything special to exploit that in any way, but we can try. You're just visiting this time, but you're moving here next spring. Oh, seriously, Bob is moving to, well, Silicon Valley, where they don't have internet. I'm so funny, man. All right, rook on f to d1. Guys, open challenges. We're just taking the challenges from anyone who has 100 games or more, or close at least to 100 games. I don't want to play new accounts that were just created today, basically, to troll me. Weewoo has 256 Blitz games. That's cool. I'll play him. I'll play Soltigo. So thanks everybody for supporting the stream. This week, Dim has donated 900 bits. Fishrat Cow 500. Merle Dixon 400. We've got a little bit of lag, but I will tell you the rest. Spectacular Camel with 203. Nils with 200. Percy with 103. Astrobait and Queen Savage. I think Fishrat Cow also donated. You can see the Streamlabs donations scrolling on the screen. You thought c5 was better? What? In the bishop g5 lines. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, basically, JCS. I think that as a rule of thumb, whatever you want to call it. As a rule of thumb, any variations where white plays bishop g5 in the King's Indian early, you're basically better off playing c5. So here we have two options, and they're completely different. We can take with the e-pawn, kind of kill his knight on d7, and then try to resurface the rook back to e1. But I'm not a huge fan of symmetrical pawn structures, first of all. And secondly, I like the structure with knight takes. He can play, yeah, he's not really well set up for this. He can play c5, but he's got the d6 weakness. His queen's kind of awkwardly placed on e8. Now this move does seem to be the correct response. Luckily he has no knight b5 to worry about. The other thing is bishop e2 guards against knight h5 here. So, what's the idea for me now? This is actually better than I thought for black. I'm not certain that he's completely equalized, but I don't see a really great plan. I need to channel the powers of Salo Floor. Knight d5 is interesting. Really know what to do. So maybe in retrospect, I should have played e takes d4. Just that it's embarrassing to play rook f d1 and then go back to e1, admitting that you have to move the rook again. And I like the structure in general. Now, g5, a very committal move. But he has an idea. So, alright, you want to control the e4 square, maybe knock out my bishop on g3. What about the c file here? I mean, that's not a problem. Bob, you should tell them out there in Silicon Valley about the internet. You could probably make some money on that. Knight e8, definitely not a possibility at this moment. Otherwise, it might be on. All right. He can do queen d8 back. If he takes on d5, it creates a major transition structurally. I guess it's not out of the realm of possibility, but I don't see how he's going to defend c7 in that situation. So greedy but good. What about h5, just going berserk? He can't do that, but he could take on d5 and play like h5, threatening to trap my bishop maybe. No, he loses a pawn. Okay, well, not so easy for black here. What to do? What to do, sir? That's why I'm the international master. I pose problems to the people, and they don't find an answer. Man, I don't know. Knight d5, find an answer. Queen to a weird square, like queen d8 back. Queen d8. Maybe that's your best shot. We've got some strong moves. Queen d8, knight takes f6. He can take with the queen there. Maybe just b4, something like that. It looks like, what's that? I like that, JCS. Yeah, the poke Gengar. That's awesome. Queen d8 hard to find. Are you being sarcastic, Bob? Alright. I think he's being sarcastic. Queen d8 hard to find. So, but this situation's a little bit different now. He exchanged on g3, giving me access to f5. He could play a lot of things. Knight f5, bishop takes f5, queen f5, knight d5, then I'm dropping b2. We can't allow that. Cannot allow that. Bishop d3, knight takes d5. Bishop takes d4, bishop h7, check. Get our bishop trapped on h7. It's a great idea, but it's not. I want to play c5. Obviously that doesn't work. But I could take on f6 and he gets out of the pin. c5 right away doesn't work. It's really irritating. So what do we do? I really don't know what to do. Never mind. This just isn't good enough, I don't think. That looks like a decent move. Not what I anticipated, but perfectly okay. Except I have bishop f5 now. Or not. This is kind of unclear. Totally unclear, actually. Really good game by Merlin the Wizard. Hanging tough. Pulls the trigger on c5. I wasn't sure what was going on here. Oh no. It's going to be a weird ending. Scary. It's like Magnus Carlsen. It's Magnus Carlsen against Caruana all over again. Opposite colored bishops and rooks on the board. Their favorite theme. Wow. That's a crazy move. Man. This guy is brutal with the a5, everything. He sees everything. Oh my god. How good is this guy? Now we can make progress. Progress. This is starting to look good. We have a king and you don't. Oh no, I just blundered. Just hung a pawn. Hung my whole game. Hung my whole advantage. Mommy. Man, this is an amazing game. Wow. He's like a machine. He's actually gaining time. What is he like in bullet? Like 2400? That was an amazing game. He's only 1900 in bullet, but his speed was incredible. I blundered the pawn on b4. I couldn't win. Alright. Good job, me. Way to blunder the pawn. Tough game, though. Just when I get a winning position, he was too fast, man. I mean, how can you only be 1900 in bullet? Played the endgame brilliantly, actually. He, from the point where he had a lost position, he came back and played, I thought, really well. Alright, Soltigo, wow. Tough player here. Another 1900, supposedly. The pawn was kind of important. It was kind of important, yeah. Yep. The b4 pawn, I needed that. Now Soltigo plays the Grand Prix attack too. It seems like everybody plays this. Or not. That was the first draw for the magician. Alright. It's some kind of... I don't know what this is. Open or closed. Impressive endgame technique. Just when I had him beaten, he like moved really fast and I just messed it up. That's so embarrassing. Alright. He didn't seem to be fazed by the fact that he held a position. You know, that's always good. Don't be fazed. He didn't mind at all that he had a lost position. It didn't slow him down. He just kept plowing ahead. Merlin the Wizard, very optimistic. But good end technique there at the end. Just keep firing away with fast moves. Did you analyze my game with Riga, Asterbate? Why do you mention that? He played pretty well. But the problem was it was the opposite of what happens when you berserk in an increment tournament. Instead of like having an increment, losing my increment and thinking I still had an increment, I had an increment and thought that it was sudden death when I played against Riga. And then I realized when when he had about a minute left and I had 3 minutes left that I was trying to play for time. But I tell people all the time, don't play for time in increment games. You know, you can play for time in sudden death, but don't try to play for time. Maybe with a 1 second increment or a 2 second increment, you can kind of play for time. But even it's like I'm like a turtle with the increment. You know, I'm like a turtle with a mouse, and even I normally don't flag when I have a 3 second increment. So do not rely on trying to win on time when you have 3 second increment or more. That was my problem with that game. I just started thinking it was 5-0. I'm like, this guy's toast. He's got He's got a minute left in a complicated position. There's no way he's not going to lose on time. And then I was like, oh my god, he's got a 3-second increment. BV Consti says, Sir, may I offer you some advice? Regarding your channel, not chess. We welcome any kind of advice. As long as it's constructive criticism, absolutely welcome. Positive criticism. Just nothing regarding my hair. No hair. Suggestions like shaving my hair off or something like that. No, seriously. Alright. Well, Asterbait is a little bit of Magnus Carlsen here. Playing the what am I going to do? If I play a6, he takes and then plays a5 and fixes the pawns. Although that's probably not that bad for me. I don't really want to allow that. So what do you do? And I don't know. This move is lame. Well, Soltigo, I kind of like this, what you're doing here. You know, I'm going to use that myself one day. It makes a lot of sense. It's a little hard. He's got weaknesses on these dark squares, but how in the world am I supposed to take advantage of that? Magnus, of course, playing the bishop e5 check Sicilian, you know, heavily. And I think that's what I'm referring to. That's what I'm referring to. I'm playing like Asterbait now with the favorite fishing pole idea here. He's probably like, well, you always tell me not to do that. Why are you doing that now? So knight on g to e5. I mean, my idea was to bring my bishop to f6, use that guy in some way. I mean, I can take with the pawn here. Try to blunt his bishop on b2 a bit. It's like an exchange Lopez. I was on the fence about it. I could also take with a knight, but it gives him f4. He likes to attack, so. But I think that white is totally rock solid here. There's no way he should really be worse. I'm actually fighting for sort of holding this. f6 would be a bit more typical, I guess. We're basically playing, as I said, an exchange Roy Lopez. Soltigo, tricky. I mean, it's very hard to put him in any kind of category as a player. He's getting Nimzovician here. But I know he has bad intentions. Yeah. Eventually, I'm going to get out of this mess. Oh, he decides to trade. Okay. Oh, man. All right. Tough game. I mean, I'll play f6 if I have to. I probably should, in fact. Homogeneous type topographies on the overlay. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Viva Consti. You know, as far as the... I think that Viva Consti is absolutely right. Essentially. I agree, sir. It's a good suggestion. Thank you for that suggestion. The text should all be like one. No, he means like the... Yeah, no, it's a good suggestion. He means the... What's the word for it? The other word, the type setting or whatever that we're using. Right, so E5 is bad news for everybody. Everybody. And everybody bagel. Yep. 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 It's a lot like a Bogo Indian. You can even see his moves, envision his moves in advance. I should have played, I'm so silly, I should have played, wow, what a maneuver with no time. Man, dude. Should I blast it open with like C4? It involves sacrificing a pawn, but it's not really sacrificing a pawn. It's a fake pawn sacrifice. Pseudo Udo. Uh-oh. We're getting close to something. Getting close. The lonely pawn. Can we grind Soltigo down? Can Magnus prevail against Karyakin? It's more like Magnus Karyakin versus Magnus than Caruana versus Magnus. The lettering, of course. I understand that. But I was looking for the font is the word. Thank you. He's speaking of the fonts. So he's trying to say use the same font for all the type in the stream overlay, and he's absolutely right. He's absolutely 100% correct, Amundo. That's correct. It's a very good and true suggestion. All right, we've got Soltigo tied up a little bit, but it's... Oh no. Yes! Right now, I thought I could make progress, but I'm not sure that I'm making progress. That's annoying. Oh, wait. Check. And then here. Oh, he let me go there. Alright. Well, it's still not like I'm clearly making progress. He's in jail. Well, now I've got rook d2. I mean, it's still not an easy victory. Oh no. He resigned. What? What? Astonishing. Astonishing. He resigned after rook takes because he pre-moved rook takes d3. He pre-moved rook takes d3, and I did bishop takes d3, forgetting that my rook is hanging on d2. This is insane. He resigned in a winning position. Not really, no. He didn't resign in a winning position. He made a pre-move, and... oh man, that's brutal. I forgot my rook was attacked. I'm thinking I can capture either way here. So I left my rook hanging with bishop takes d3, and he just, instead of capturing it, pre-moved the rook exchange on d3. Yeah, a little mouse slip. It was a pre-move, wasn't it? Like, more than a mouse slip. A finger failure. But what's really happening? I don't know that this is a win for me. I mean, it may, in fact, be a draw. Like, let's look. Rook takes d3. This is... okay, we both made absurd mistakes here. I played rook d2. He played knight f1. And then I have to take with the rook. Of course, I forgot that my rook was attacked. But let's just see. What would happen if I took with the rook? I had the feeling that you can probably draw this. Like, there's just not enough pawns on the board for me to win. But maybe it's not so easy. Because my king is going to penetrate king d6, king c5, king d4. That actually looks really bad. It was a good game until I hung my rook and you didn't take it. Okay, Wee Woo, I said was okay. Kobeldi is just a new account. So I don't take any challenges from people who just created new accounts. I have to play people who have... I prefer close to 100 games, and if you do challenge me to casual. So Wee Woo has like 200 something games. It's cool. I don't want to play anybody who just created a new account today. Alright. Dim donated 100 bits. Thank you. That's for me dropping a rook, right? And for Soltigo not taking it. We did a great job there. I became... you know, there's a tendency to become kind of... overconfident, obviously, when you're better in a simplified position where, you know, you don't even imagine the possibility of losing, basically. That was the situation. Like, I'm up a pawn, you know, the queens are off the board, there's just literally no way I can lose, and I just didn't even think, oh, you know, my rook can just be hanging, you know. Astrobate says I'm 50 plus games with no wins against me. Tim, thank you for your donations this week. He reached 1,000 bits. The first player to reach 1,000 bits in donations for the week. Thanks a lot. Bishop there. Okay. So knight g4, huh? It's like a weird Slav reversed. This is weird. Like knight g4, bishop d4, e5, bishop c3 doesn't actually necessarily seem bad for him. But there ought to be something I can do about that. The b2 pawn. b6 is out as a pawn sacrifice. Queen check. Obviously, he has queen d2. Maybe that's the answer. So I just do queen check and then just trade queens on d2, and then play knight g4. There's your answer. I guess that's one solution. It's not like really exciting to trade queens, so. Cobble thingy. What are you talking about? You had like no rated games, I guess. You can try to challenge again, but I mean, feel free. I might have made a mistake, but I saw like 5 games question mark, 3 games question mark. It didn't even look close to rated games. What's up, Nils? Good to see you. Alright, we're getting our pawn back. But if you think that I declined your challenge unfairly, you know, feel free to challenge me again. We can look at it again, but it looked like you had like very few games. It's just my prerogative. I don't like playing people who are new accounts. They have nothing to lose by using computers and stuff like that. So I reserve the right to decide who to play based on how many games they played. All right, let's go I think the more established accounts are more reliable. Knight d5 right away. So what about b2? I can hit that with knight a4. Then he has to play an awkward move like b3. This looks really good for black. Of course, we could try for more now. Bishop f5. The only thing is he has bishop c3, so it almost makes you want to strike now while the iron is hot. Oh man, you got to play knight a4 here. Right? I mean, you got to do this. Bob was here earlier. I guess he's gone. Bishop f5. If bishop f5 e4, obviously. My first intention was to play, you know, simply knight c3 and grab the bishop pair and be better. Very good chances. I have a lot of moves though. Bishop d7. Okay, the problem with bishop f5 is clearly e4, rook check, king b1. And it's like, well, what do I do now? I have two pieces hanging. Yeah. They're unrated games and there's no way of me knowing that. You like the combative people. Alright. b3, bishop d7. Maybe I should just go ahead. Let's just do this. Is simplest. I'm going to lose on time. Why did he castle queenside in the first place, Gladys Troll? Because he wanted to put his king in a dangerous place. You like knight c5? Hard to do. Whoa. Saltiga, which knight c5? Like my move, knight c5? In what moment? What's up, Percy Hepworth? Yeah, of course he shouldn't castle queenside. These quicker games, but he was mobilized for that. He felt like that's better, but in reality, my bishop's pointing in that direction, so... Right. The troll points out, you know, it would be safer to, in some way, play like knight f3. I mean, I think he's still going to face issues on the long diagonal, but, and the c4 pawn in particular, in this type of structure. Nevertheless, he's hanging on. You know, this isn't an automatic win for black. I might have f5 break too. It's just a big advantage. It's not automatically winning. Bishop d7 was interesting, Soltigo. I was looking at that. Yeah, I agree. That was a pretty important move as well. Absolutely. f5 is kind of risky. This could prove a little tricky for me to have that move. f5. Okay, knight d4 I was surprised by. I mean, it's not a bad move in principle. But it puts his bishop in the line of fire in order to block the line of fire. I thought it was better just to oppose me on the c file. Now he can't do that because the bishop takes d4. So maybe knight d4 was a serious inaccuracy. Now I can double on the c file quickly. I rejected f5 because of bishop h3. I also have ideas like, well, probably a5, a4. Okay, here. What's that all about? He's pretty strong, actually. King b2. He did it. We win 2 pieces for the rook. As long as his rooks can't get in, we should be clearly better. Guys, I'm taking most challenges if players have approximately 100 rated games. Established accounts. 5+3. We've got an hour, the better part of more than an hour 15 minutes left in the stream today. So everybody to join us if you can. Ultimately, we should win with the queenside majority here. I want to get my king into the game, so we can block him off with bishop c5. That was a key part of the plan, basically, to make sure that his rook couldn't get active. That's really important. Maybe I ought to play b5, actually. Now our queenside majority, I mean, those pawns should win, the a and the b pawns. If I improve my king, eventually I'm going to be able to advance those pawns. Alright, let's get the king into the game. I'm just going to cross over here to b6 to the queen side. I can activate my other bishop now with bishop f5, and actually I can target his first I'll freeze him, but I'll try to target his other pawn with like bishop f5, bishop e4. Now maybe I can play that bishop f5 now. About to lose on time. Wee woo. It's pretty cagey. I don't think I played this the best. Joanna Tries is rating with a party of 7. That's awesome. Thanks for rating. Thanks for rating. Why do I say that? But anyway, thank you for joining us. With the raid sounds kind of scary though. It's actually a raid is supposed to be kind of a bad thing. But anyway, we're glad just to have anybody join us here. Joanna, thanks for joining us. What's up? Alright guys, I'm just taking like 5+3 challenges, and as I said, I really appreciate if people have, you know, like 100 rated games or something close to that. Yeah, the one problem with my bishop getting drawn off like there, I didn't stop a4, so he gets his rook to the a file. He's doing a good job of like finding some sort of counterplay. This is frustrating. I think we're just gonna have to allow like rook a5, we can play b4, or maybe king b6, rook a8, bishop e4, and try to pick off that pawn on d5. What's up now? We got bishop d3, hitting his rook. That should be good enough. I have dropped a piece already today, but my opponent didn't take it. Joanna Tries, I think, is a streamer here as well, which is cool. We've got Open challenges going on 5+3. And I'm going to be on for another hour, at least another hour, probably an hour and 15 minutes, guys. So quite a lot of time to play. Maybe 7, 8 games. Maybe not that much, but at least 6 or 7 games. King B1. The pawn is pretty good. And the bishops are looking pretty good too. So, who's challenging? We've got Aspirante Maestro. Poor Astromonte. I can't even talk. He's always challenging me, but all the time like I'm working and stuff when he challenges me. I mean, I think it's a he. He is a maestro, right? Maestro. So, can a maestro be male and female? You don't say like maestra, right? I mean, a maestro is just a maestro, right? It's not male or female. It sounds male with the O ending. Alright, let's just play and try to win. He's pretty fast, though. Bishop takes d6. He's cagey, as I said. Man, it's hard to finish him off. Die already. Die already. Come on. Weiwu will not die. Thank God for the increment. But I wouldn't be able to really stream if it wasn't for the increment. I mean, I could stream, but I wouldn't be able to commentate the games, you know, properly. I think that's the main issue. Alright, that's it. It's not quite mate, but I'll take it. Alright, good game, man. Tough fight. Castling queenside wasn't a good idea. It was a good game, though. Alright, so Aspirante. Let's play a little bit of e4. I don't really know Aspirante too well. We've played maybe 10 games, but I do know that he's fast. I think he plays a little too fast. And a lot of people had this disability, I would say, you know, that they can't slow down. Acerbate, one of our regulars here, I think suffers from the same thing. I guess if you don't play with increment, you know, you get used to just always playing a set amount of, you know, Soltigo does it too, actually. Not Soltigo, I'm sorry, World Loser. Getting my moderators confused. Soltigo is pretty good about using his time. Knight f6, kind of an unusual move there, but I guess the move order is funny. Antonia, welcome. What's up, guys? So, the bishop, you know, bishop trapping the queen with like bishop g5, bishop d3, queen on g6 type of stuff, so he jumps back to d8. But this is really like, black is playing a tempo down, losing that time, going back. Antonia, what's up? We had a raiding party. We had a donation from Dim today. It's been good so far. H6. Morales is here. He's one of our regulars. Thanks, guys, for supporting the stream this week and subscribing, of course. My next stream will be Sunday. So, as most of you know, I do a simul every Sunday. It's usually 4:30 Eastern Time. So, we try to do 20 plus players. Usually I can do 22, 23. Last week I tried to do 25. It was a little tough, but maybe we can make it work. Now, where's Aspirante Maestro going to castle? I talk a lot about this in my streams. I try to keep my flexibility. I was working with a new player last night, and a pretty advanced player, and he was telling me, you know, about his, let's say, strengths and weaknesses. But I mean, one of the things that you really need to think about is not being, you know, necessarily too dogmatic. So castling, like thinking you always have to castle quickly in the first few moves. This is like a very strong attack for white here that I set up. I can think of like famous Yugoslav player, was it, I think Ligoric, who I remember played a really inspiring game along these lines. I mean, this just looks brutal for white. We just have the instant attack down the G file because we castled queenside and he's castled right into our attack. So I try to really be flexible about castling. Don't be dogmatic and say you have to automatically castle one way, you know, necessarily. And if you can be flexible and be patient, I think you pose more problems for your opponents. They have more things to think about, more things to worry about. Now we've got a very, very brutal attack here. I think G5 looks good. He can't really keep the lines closed. We've also got the E file. F5 was a very bad move by black, but he was already in desperate straits, and I was obviously threatening queen e4. I mean, he was terrified of this queen e4, queen h7 mate, which is justified. So what's that couple thing he said? What time is that in France? You guys talking about the... Oh, well, the afternoon streams I do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, 4:30 Eastern time, which is 6 hours, so it would be 10:30 in French. In French. Yeah, he's going to try to lock it up, so I don't want that to happen. We're going to take here. Now, I might almost have a rook sacrifice on g6. But black played badly. He lost the tempo in the opening with queen f6. I think that was obviously really bad. And we have a vicious attack here. I wonder if I should take time out. We can take time out to defend this pawn. Almost feels like a concession to take time out to defend that pawn. I don't objectively think I had to do that. But he doesn't have any real counterplay. He really doesn't have much ability to generate any kind of counterplay. I'm going to try to open it up here with h5, and I don't think he can stop it. We open up the G file. It looks vicious. Fox Anonymous. You did the simul once? It's around 10:30. If you guys want to play on Sunday and you're from Europe, I'm actually... Myself, I'm normally in Hungary, but I'm in the United States now, temporarily. Probably for a couple of months at the moment. Usually I'm just here in the summer, but stuff came up, so I don't know if I should have done this. It makes it... There's no knight g5 and stuff. A little hard for me to break through. I'm not going to trade queens. Hard to break through. Actually, I noticed this about Aspirante before, that he's good at defending. Asterbait, thank you for mining some bits for the stream. You guys are awesome. So, who's up next? We got too many challenges. I'm never going to get to all these games, guys, so just be warned. Probably 5 or 6 or 7 games at the most. Just so you know. So yous know. Alright, let's sack a pawn. Oh, he's not taking that. He's not going to do that. Alright, that's cool. That's cool. That's logical. Alright. I can steal this file. Queen h2. He's got no development. He really likes defending. I mean, being a good defender is an admirable skill, and I actually consider myself to be an excellent defender. But some positions are just too hard to hold. I mean, I don't think that black should be able to survive this with all the problems that he has. No development on the queen side. Looked like his best defense was try to play knight f6, knight g4 there. This is going to be a serious problem. That diagonal. My queen is, not only threatening along the g file, but this is really bad. This is a disaster. Well, Morales plays the French, right? So anybody who plays the French recognizes this. The knight is almost in play. He should have played knight f6 to try to, but I was just going to play... What's this? Caruana Budapesten? Let Nagymester. What about Caruana? I played him in Budapest Steam Express. We played a draw back in like 2008 in one of the first Saturday Grandmaster tournaments. I told the story about it yesterday. He's pretty young, obviously, at the time. We played in Budapest. Is he in Budapest or something? Or just an article about him in the Hungarian Sport Index? This is getting ugly. This is actually a mistake if I play bishop takes f5. That's not the greatest move. Alright. There's a better way to do this. So ironically enough, I played Fabiano in Budapest. And that was 10 years ago, I think. And Steam Express is talking about, yeah, this article. Alright, that's it. There's no way you can get... no way you're going to continue now after bishop g5. Aspirante Maestro is finally done. If I played bishop takes f5, yeah, I think he had a defense there. Acerbate with another. Mr. Coffee's mining bits too. Mr. Coffee's on the board. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. Alright, what do we got for challenges? So one of the Horsies, Dobasuka, Morales, Percy, Fuzzy Logic, 10-year-old Scotch. We played. Nobody else challenged me because I'm never going to get to all these challenges. Weewoo, I'm declining you because we already played. Morwa is like the bottom of the list. I have an hour and like 10 minutes, so that's probably like 10 minutes a game. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So that's probably the most games we're going to play with the increment. We'll try to get through these challenges. But anyway, guys, thanks for the bit support. We had a raid from Joanna Tries, which is cool. And I just want to remind everybody that we have a Simo on Friday. So let's just, look forward to that. Tomorrow's my day off. I get to be not playing chess for one day, which is fun. So all work and no play, No poker here in Zombieland. Normally I play poker on Friday nights, but my game is in Budapest. I was toying with the idea of going down to Foxwoods in Connecticut and attacking the poker room down there, but it's a big project just to get down there. There's no good card rooms in Massachusetts. Anyway, I need something to do for Friday, Saturday nights. What's up, Nils? 100 if you stream tomorrow, I'll give you more bits. Oh my god. Thousands, maybe. I've been basically broke for a few years, so I can't play for big money. I never played for big money, Antonio. I was always like a mid-stakes player, but mostly tournaments. I was a supernova on Poker Stars, but I never had a huge bankroll in play. Actually, I was always just kind of grinding, but nothing to do here where I'm at. So my Fridays used to be poker. Now it's just like hanging out drinking or something. I don't know what to do. H3. Let's play this. Now, there's another case where actually C5 comes to mind. I think that C5 is a good answer to H3. Dim is in the house. Are we going to have a bit war? Nils? Dim and Nils are in the house. Now all we need is like Clash Kid. I haven't seen, you know what I was just thinking, guys? I haven't seen someone in a long time. Why is it? Oh, no. I didn't move my piece. I had gone back in the move list and tried to show something, then I couldn't move. Nils, actually, Nils, is that new? Is that 10,000 cheer a new badge for you? You had that before, right? Uh-oh, knight on BD7. Can I play E5? It seems kind of weird to do that after bishop E3, like E5. No, he shouldn't take. Yeah, I don't think E5 is that strong for me. He could just play like knight E8. It looks passive, but I'd have to support E5, and I don't know how I would do that, moving my bishop again. Alright, Nils, this is a little like your Philidor. I know that I'm not playing Nils. I'm playing one of the horsies, and be careful, because one of the horsies is actually barely got 100 games. Wait, who is one of the horsies? Who is this person? 901. Nils is making me want to stream on Saturday. My day off. Alright, let's just go. One of the horsies. Who is one of the horsies? We've actually never played before. Is this the guy who invited me to, like, a team? Like, all the horsies team or something like that? Are you the guy who created the team? Horsies? Are you watching the stream? Someone made, like, a horsies. Because I'm Sparkle Horse. After the band, of course. But, everybody thinks I'm into My Little Pony, but it's not... You know, I like My Little Pony, okay? But that's not why I created... That's not the reason why I created this handle. Alright, C5. That wasn't what I expected. What's going on? It's going to turn into like a weird Sicilian. We've got a bit war. Nils with 901. Acerbate with 4. Dim with 300. And Nils fires back with 100. So now Nils is in the lead with 1,301. And Dim has 1,300. That's awesome, guys. This is awesome. Yeah, Dim adding 50. So they're doing a bit war for real. Do I hear a third taker? Fish Rat Cow is 9 in the house. Merle, are you here? Merle doesn't really do bit wars. So we're taking with the bishop. And I think I'm playing the Najdorf or something now. It's a white side of the Najdorf. It's no longer a Pierce. They're firing up the bit war. Seriously. Yeah, I'm really, not against My Little Pony. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's not bad. I think I like the Powerpuff Girls a little bit better, but... Alright. That's why we got the pony on the... No, seriously, guys. This guy made me part of, like, some group. I think he created all the horsies team or something. They're doing battle with the bit war. Seriously, Dim is going at it. He wants his lead, 1,500. Nils 1,500. They're tied. Nils is ahead by 1. And Nils is like, go home, boy. Nils is ahead by 1. Alright, Queen A5. One of the horsies and I are just like watching the bit war, getting distracted. Black's played this interestingly, so turning it into a Sicilian makes this position like a Dragendorf. A hybrid between the Najdorf and the Dragon. Dim with 100. My Little Pony and Powerpuff Girls. The Powerpuff Girls have an awesome theme song that is actually, I think Frank Black did that, which is cool. So Powerpuff even has like good music, not just cool images. You're more Thundercats. Thundercats, that's old school, man. You're not getting the point. All right, 95. 95. Well, we want to stay on the long diagonal, I think. So Bishop E3. I want to keep the long diagonal alive. This play. You don't really want to take on E5 here, but now we're kind of stuck. If I take on E5, he has a strong pawn, and I don't know how I'm going to make progress from here on out. Maybe just winning on time. But I feel like Black has demonstrated his position is okay, opening-wise. Rook D8, kind of a strange move. Opposite my queen, obviously. Knight G5 is just asking for trouble with that queen on A5. Look at that X-ray. Well, they do battle. Dim is up to 1,700. Nils with 1,601. And Nils sneaking back. So he's offering a draw with like 99. Dim is like, it's gone too far, I'm done. And Nils offers a draw in the bit war. You're like Carlson. Bit Carlson. But Nils knows that he can win the rapid tiebreak, this weekend. So he's not worried about it. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. Dim and Nils in the tied lead. Mutual lead with 1,700 each. It's awesome. Okay, Rook D8. It leaves F7 a little bit weak. I mean, I was almost tempted to play Knight G5. Just kind of fishing. fishing for what? But there's still nothing here. Eventually I've got to do something. Nils is broke like me. Now we can't play poker. It's hard to play poker with no money. But don't worry, I don't gamble with your donations. Anyway, poker isn't gambling. It's simply a game of skill. Okay, so knight takes f3, and we're bearing down on f7. I was starting the sneaky stuff with bishop b6, by the way, on his queen and rook, so he didn't like that. I've got e5, but objectively, still black looks very solid to me. I don't know who Horses is, but he's scaring me a little bit. Probably somebody else that we know. Clash Kid is here. What's up? You missed the bit war. They just agreed to a draw in the bit war. Clash Kid thinking of getting in on the action. But Clash Kid, what's up? Good to see you. He has a Cheer 25,000 badge? Is that new? He just goes back to f8. So how does white make progress here? I'm going to play e5. Alright, I've made some strange blunders today. Against Soltigo, the funniest thing happened, right? Where we basically... Yeah, is this move even good? Probably it's alright. Against Soltigo, we had a funny situation. So basically, I hung a piece, and he had pre-moved, thinking I was going to make a different capture. And pre-moved and resigned, because his move didn't make sense anymore after my move. My messed up move that loses a piece, he never would have expected. Alright, what's going on here? Why did I play Queen e3? So I'm just going to play this. Talk in my hand. Okay, Bishop b6, Queen b4. Speaking of offering draws, I feel like offering a draw here. Who is one of the Horsies? He's pretty good. I'm honestly concerned about this. It's going to get sharp. That wasn't the move I expected. Who do you guys think is one of the Horsies? Zen chess? Like, who plays the Najdorf? No, it's not actually Najdorf. It wasn't actually a Najdorf. He's very solid. So this, I almost would bet, you know, that this is a player who's played with a different account against me. We finally got something. Squeezed him. Squeeze me. Squeeze me. He's falling apart. I almost just lost the game. He could have won the exchange, but it probably wouldn't have changed the story. Alright, man. Tough game. Kasparov criticized Carlsen heavily after game 12. After tiebreak, he said the opposite. Like a good politician. Alright. I was a stronger horse today. Well, you did really well there. One of the horsies. You were actually really cruising to a solid position. Dobasiuka. Thanks for the bit war today, guys. Dim and Niels battling it out for 1,700 bits this week to a 1,700 bit tie, just like Kasparov, excuse me, Carlsen and Caruana. Clash Kid subscribed. He subscribed for 17 months in a row. There was a trap of the Black Queen. Can we analyze it? Khalid said, a trap of the Black Queen? Seriously? Maybe if you could just recall what move it was, rather than go back to the game. I'd like to just think about it out loud here. Dobosiuka. Clash Kid, thanks for the support. This variation has been giving me a lot of trouble. The Grand Prix attack with Bishop b5 in particular. Also Bishop b5 on move 3. This doesn't bother me quite as much. The Bishop b5 on move 3, I still have trouble with that, even though I played it myself. Now Bishop back to f1. That's definitely a strange move. I can't say I really agree with that. Undeveloping. Novelty. a4 is good. This is really strange now. Okay. So if I take on f3 check, he plays a kind of King's Indian attack. I mean, I wonder if I should even take. It looks like a strange, kind of, like a really strange kind of, Bishop f1 like a GM. It's not like a GM. It's just a move to mess with your mind. I mean, it's really not a good move. I'm certain that it's not a good move. But Clash Kid just entered the bit war like a GM with 2,000 bits. Boom, in one shot. He doesn't even mess around. Thank you, Clash Kid. I hope you're going to be here tomorrow night, Clash Kid, for the I hope you're going to be here for the simul. I don't know if it's too late for you. Alright, I've decided to play Bishop d7, not to double his pawns. In a vacuum, maybe doubling the pawns is best. Man, he just goes off. Alright, we're going to do it. Fine if you're going to force me. Interesting approach. It's not that bad for white. I don't know how I want to deal with this. How do I want to deal with this? I guess e6. It's kind of a lame move, though. This is really lame for black. Simul not tomorrow. I'm sorry, Clash Kid. Yeah. I'm sorry. I meant Sunday. So I don't want to mislead anybody. Saturday is my day off. Nils was trying to get me to stream on Saturday, too. But typically, yeah, we're doing the Simul on Sunday, as always. Absolutely. I'm sorry to try to trip you up after the great donation. I'm going to lie to you and tell you the wrong time for the Simul. No, this is an interesting approach from this player. We've played like 4 games. I don't know them too well. I guess it's a Polish player. Yeah, from Poland. Creative opening. Kind of like it. I feel like I'm playing the Nimzo on the other side of the board, basically. It's really pretty cool. It's a Nimzo on the king side. That's strange. Alright, so we go Bishop b5. We try to trade off. But he's got his bishop, his or her bishop, coming out here. I don't know. Maybe Dobasiuka is a female player. Assuming like the A would be a female player. Alright, so bishop takes f1. Threatening bishop a3. This is like pretty logical. Let's take this. And then play knight c6 and put pressure on the d4. So maybe Dobasiuka is Not a man, but a suka. Bishop a3 drops the pawn on d4. That's key. They had to bring the knight back to e2. Now it's going to be really difficult. White's just down a pawn. Very valuable pawn, too. I mean, this pawn on d5, which is just protected past. Money in the bank. It's a long way to the bank, but you know what? If you can get there, the money's in there. Now, there was this funny lyric in this Modest Mouse song that I was listening to. We have a saying in English a lot of you guys may not be aware of if you're not native English speakers. How does it go now? The money in the bank saying, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Laughing all the way to the bank. That's what it is. Okay, so we have a saying that you're laughing all the way to the bank, which means it's basically like, I don't know, how would someone explain that? Can somebody help me explain this, laughing all the way to the bank, to a non-English speaker? Anybody? Soltigo, you're good with language. Are you here? Is Soltigo here? Can you explain this phrase? Laughing all the way to the bank. Like, difficult to explain these kind of phrases to non-English, non-first language English speakers. Confident in winning. So we know the money is is in the bank, basically. We're laughing all the way to the bank. But if it's a long way to the bank, then it could be a problem. All right. What about taking this pawn on a2? I think we put Dobasuka in the category of players who plays a little bit too fast. Knight takes a2. Rook a1, unfortunately. Bishop b4 check, king d3. That's not so clear. I feel like I'm walking into a trap there if I do that. So, oh man, it's not that easy to win this. This is going to take a grind. We're going to play bishop e7. It's going to be a grind. I should have seen this move earlier. This move was key. It really ties them down. They can't even defend e7. I probably had this. Spectacular camel, laughing to the bank means you have wealth. Not exactly. You see, these are the kind of phrases that hard. Yeah, laughing all the way to the bank. To make a large income easily. Is that like a Google Translate? That's like the Google Translate answer. Yeah, bishop a3 was a strong move. But I have an answer for that too. We're going to pick off this pawn on it. That is mine. That is mine. It belongs to me. We're taking that to the bank. The h4 pawn is money. Yep. So we got this is in the bank and this is in the bank. If you trust the bank, that's another problem with modern society, right? We might not want to trust the bank, especially if it's like Wells Fargo or something. Maybe going to the bank isn't funny anymore. Alright, let's just trade down. Easy tactical win. So not only you'd only learn chess here if you're like English is your second language speaker. You know, you can learn strange random phrases from the stream too. So there's more than one reason to watch my stream. We explain strange random phrases for everyone. Mr. Coffee, thanks for the 2 bits. Your 2 bits. That's another expression. Alright, dude. I'm getting angry now. Dobasuka won't give up. Money in the Bank is a wrestling show? Really? Is that like a European thing? So it's a win-win situation. Another cheesy saying. Exactly. Let's get our bishop in the game. Oh no. That's it. Now we collector of pawns. The collector. Collector of many, many pawns. One of Spectacular Camel's. No, this is not a. I thought it was a Danish guy. It wasn't a Danish guy. I had this finger notes. So it's a Dutch guy, Dimitri Reinderman. He was like, his account was something like the Collector of Souls. All right. Collector of Souls. Dutch chess players are pretty cool, in my experience. All right, let's go. But you guys are cool too. Danish, Spanish. We've got French. All sorts of European countries represented here. So you're not giving up. All right. What I'd usually do here is like make multiple queens. Typically, you want to make multiple queens, multi-queen. Now we'll just put them all on the 5th rank. Playing with your food. I want to get on to the next game though, you know, so I'm not gonna continue to do this. If he resigns, more people can play. That's true. That's true. Alright, it would be, you know, politically correct to resign. Let's go on to the next game. Morales is up next. He or she. Clash Kid with 2,000 bits donated this shot today. Just today. I want to say this week, but just today. He donated straight up 2,000 bits. The hero of the week is Clash Kid. Thank you so much. Dim, Niels, and also massively generous donations of 1,700 bits this week. Stalemate would not be good. You're not getting a stalemate there. Okay, so Morales plays this bishop g4. I think this is an interesting line. And we've played this a couple times. I'm not really sure. You know, I just pretend I'm playing like against the Trompowsky or something. Carry your heart on your sleeve. Yeah, we'll we'll talk about all kinds of weird American or English sayings. Don't worry about Mubat. That's alright, Cobble Thingy. Mubat won't hurt you. It's just there for, you know, for everyone's safety. Just don't mind Mubat. Actually, there's a new version of Mubat I want to get implemented. They have a new beta release. So, wow. This is going to get kind of sharp. Morales has shown a real, what's the word I'm looking for? Predisposition to castling queenside with the black pieces in queen pawn openings. He likes to do it in like the Budapest Gambit, which is very unusual. I would say the black side of queen pawn openings are like the most infrequent place where you're gonna castle queenside. I mean, when you're white in e4 openings, very standard. When you're white in queen pawn openings, occasionally. When you're black in e4 openings, fairly often. When you're black in queen pawn games, that's the one place where you're typically not seeing a lot of queenside castling. And Morales, he really likes to do that. Soltigo just donated 100 bits. Number 2 and number 3 donators are broke. Clash Kid dialed in the right number at 2,000. Is Mubat a she? Well, that's another possibility, Mr. Coffee, that I hadn't considered. Mubat could be a she. Why not? And why do we have to assume that Mubat is a he? Mubat could also be an it. Bishop b4. Alright, I have a very strong pawn on d5. Now it looks like he's thinking about not castling queenside. But what if I play queen a4 here? Just primitively putting pressure on the c6 pawn. T Dark. Dark is from the Netherlands. They know English really well. Actually, all those countries in the north of Europe. Denmark. Holland. You guys all know English really well. He's pulling out the English sayings now. Can we just forget it for a while? Sniper chess. What's up, guys? So, how much time do we have left? Like 3 more games. HGG is... It is late. There was this funny guy. I've told this story before, but most of you haven't heard it. I had a friend who was a strong player. He still exists. But anyway, I'm talking about him like he's in the past tense. But he's a strong player. He played this guy who was much, much lower rated. So the opponent was, let's say my friend was 2,400. And the opponent was like 2,000 or something like that. So like massively higher rated. My friend is better. But the 2,000 guy is this guy who plays for a draw, you know. He just always plays for a draw. And that's sort of disheartening sometimes. To play players of that style. We don't have to worry about that with Morales. Oh my god. I think I just sacrificed a pawn. No, I didn't just sacrifice a pawn. But I just allowed a lot of variations I did not calculate at all. Well, this is interesting. All right, I'm not going to be able to tell my story because it's too complicated. So knight takes d5, knight on b takes d5, queen takes d7. One possibility is knight takes d5, queen takes queen, knight takes queen, bishop takes b7, moves the rook, bishop c6 check. I think this looks really good for me, actually. It's extremely dangerous for black now. Maybe... I mean, these bishops are just ridiculous. Ridiculous powerful. Like, come on. So, I'm actually not even down a pawn. He had sacrificed a pawn. So if I take on queen takes queen, I'm just up a pawn and an ending. But, I mean, I could get even more out of this. I'm thinking, could I try to trap his king in the center? Queen a3. Queen a4 check. Queen b5 check. I mean, this just looks really good for white. The problem is deciding what's the best line. This is a materialistic approach, but I think that's a reasonable thing to do because of the time situation. .0 earthquake has been called. Man. So instead of the obvious, I'm thinking that I'm a pawn up, but I forgot I don't have a G pawn. That's hilarious. I'm serious. I'm serious. It's invisible. It's there, but it's invisible. It's invisible. How would my bishop get out if I had a G pawn? Oh, that's hilarious. That's really hilarious. Really funny, guys. He found that move. Amazing. How did you find that move, man? He's super fast. That's super good. I swear, I honestly thought I had a G2 pawn. And that's why I was counting I was a pawn up. And that's why I went into this whole stupid endgame. Because somebody suggested, why not just take the pawn on b7? And I didn't want to do it. I wanted to keep the queens on the board. King e6 is like forced. This is like only way, right? I mean, he planned this. It shouldn't be okay for him. How could he not fine king e6, of course. But I mean, he saw it in advance, you know, of let's say going back when he played the move rook d8. Okay, like my point is that like here, when he goes into this position, and I check here, and I played this move, he saw, you know, he played this, he saw king e6. He has to be careful. I mean, in advance. Okay, it's not like a big information I'm explaining to anybody here, but now, I mean, it would be nice if I could play c4 and bishop d5 check. That alone would be strong. I don't really see a great move for black. But I didn't have time to analyze much further. Do I believe in coincidences? Guys, thank you for supporting the stream and subscribing. Yesterday we had our subscriber stream. Tomorrow we have the day off, but Sunday we're doing the simul 4:30 p.m. Clash Kid should be here to protect his bit lead. Now, you never see Morales think this long, typically on one move. He's in trouble. He would never think this long if he wasn't really scared that there's a serious problem. Okay, now this move gives his king a square with king f6, and obviously it's a good maneuver anyway. I'm threatening to win material now. So the c4 bishop d5 check kind of loses some of its, you know, there's no mates with king f6 now. I'm going to lose, you know, he's going to have threats with knight f4. I'm not going to lose. I didn't mean that. I was starting to say something, but I don't remember what it was. Somewhere else is like, I'm going to lose a pawn. I don't know about that. You didn't lose a pawn yet. Those bishops are so vicious, it feels like I deserve to win. Alright guys, we've got 30 minutes left in the stream. I'm going to try to take at least 3 of the last 4 challenges. I can't guarantee HGG. We'll see. I might be able to get that. I might be able to get those last challenges in, but don't anybody else challenge me. Now, I mean, bishop d5 check might be... I mean, this is just good for me. We've got the bishop d5 check when we need it. We're keeping it in reserve. He basically like stopped. He basically stopped my bishop c5 with his move. Not such an easy ending to win. His knights have bamboozled me a little bit. Oh, did I miss something there? Knight f4 doesn't threaten anything. It threatens knight e2 check. Okay. Uh-oh. The other knight's coming down. This strange position. I'm actually messing this up. That was scary. That was really close. Percy's up next. We've got a couple more challenges with Fuzzy Logic. We'll try to play as many as I can. I have to leave it around 2:20 today. It's 1:50 now. Okay, Percy. Percy Upward. We faced a lot of his c4, so try something different. G3. I thought he normally played knight c3 on move 2. Maybe he's mixing it up on me. Alright, let's just play this. I think I had a game like this with him already, darn it. c6, he played knight f3 against me. We'll try it again. It's a reverse c3 Sicilian. Maybe we had a simul game like this, Percy? I don't know this line too well. I played queen b6 not knowing what I'm doing. I think I'm going to steer away from that because that move is kind of tricky and I don't really understand it. I think I played queen b6 here just because of the wonderful Wizard of Oz. I know queen b6 has a very good score in the chess database, but you should probably know a little bit about why a move has a good score, not just play it. This looks kind of passive, actually, bishop e2. I'm basically just playing passively. Why did I do that? I don't know. Because I don't know the line. It's just a blitz game, after all. But I like the way that Percy plays the English. Really like the way he plays the English. I mean, it's just excellent, you know? Totally correct. One of the best English players in our stream. This is actually a kind of good Tarash for white now, where he basically has the free move, queen d3. I think I'm playing the Tarash with the tempo down or something, essentially. Queen d3 for free. I don't have Windows 10 on this machine. You guys are talking about Windows 10. I was like really anti-Windows 10 when it came out, and I still don't have Windows 10. Siegbert Tarash. I've never been a fan of Dr. Tarash, but his opening stands the test of time. Though I don't think this is an easy opening to play, at all. You know, for black particularly. So b3. He wants to do a double fianchetto. I like playing his side of the Tarash, actually. I would say that's my preferred side. But you have to be able to play either side of IQP, isolated queen pawn positions. Very important fundamental to chess. I did a middle game course, and one of the chapters I did was just on isolated queen pawn. I think that the isolated queen pawn is probably one of the most important, you know, top 15, let's say, middle game concepts in chess, period. This type of structure where you have just the isolated D pawn. Let's call it isolated D pawn. He was indeed a doctor. Chess doctors. Chess doctor. He was a chess doctor. I live in Hungary most of the year, where, you know, it's kind of a funny feature of Hungary. I mean, obviously in the United States, anybody with a doctorate can technically want to be called doctor. But in Hungary in particular, lawyers are always referred to as doctors, which is interesting. Since most lawyers are criminals anyway. No, I'm just kidding. If you're a lawyer, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. If one of you out there happens to be a lawyer, you're probably unemployed anyway. If you're watching my stream now. Queen d1. Alright. So what are we doing? a6, weakening my queen side. This is a bit of a passive move, but what's he supposed to do? Maybe queen d2? He's blocking his rooks. What I advocate is to play actively with the isolated queen pawn. You never want to play passively with isolated queen pawn. You played this as black, queen b6 earlier, gives better. Yeah, that's the secret move. At move 5 or something, there's some moment where, even though it's a strange looking move, it feels like it violates some sort of principle. According to the database or the opening explorer, queen b6 on move 5, move 6, I don't remember, one of those positions is supposed to give black at least an equal game. It's supposed to be the best. I don't know what I'm going to do. What am I going to do if I play bishop there? Bishop g4, f3, and then what? Yeah, alright. That's the plan. Well, we'll do it. We got to do something. Maybe we can beat him on time. Percy, did we have a game that was similar to this recently? a6 was important to keep his pieces off of b5. We don't want any pizzas. Actually, I do want some pizza now. I was thinking of getting pizza for dinner, but I don't have time. Pizzeria Regina is the North End. Boston North End pizzeria. I'm not in Boston, but they have an outlet. Queen d7 in the mall near me. You can get like pizza delivered to your car. I've never done that, but I'm getting hungry. Alright, queen d7. No, I'm not in Boston, but I used to live in Boston for a long time. Looks like we've got to go over here, which was not the original plan, and I'm very concerned about it. We may have a serious issue. We may or may not have a serious issue here, children. But alright. Knight g6, f5, I like lose a piece because he plays knight e5, h3 and traps my bishop. Who knows? I might have a way to sacrifice there. Is anybody here from Boston? USA? No, I used to live in Boston. I live in Budapest. I'm visiting the United States. I'm living in the United States temporarily at the moment, but hopefully not for forever. Alright, so rook e1. I was a long-time Boston resident. Thinking about pizza makes me hungry. Pizzeria Regina. It's kind of hard to get good pizza where I live. It's not like New York City or something. I'm on EST, and I was, oh snap, I thought this guy was Hungarian. I'm not Hungarian. I have lived there for 14 years, though. I'm like an adopted Hungarian. I speak Hungarian, like, 2nd grade level, and I live there, and I'm a legal resident. Pondalina. There was a female Ponda named Pondalina. Little known fact. What did you do in Hungary? Mostly I played poker. Actually, you know, all I do is play chess and poker. I don't work in a conventional sense. I love it when people ask you that. Oh, what do you do? Well, I play chess. Oh, okay. There's that moment of, oh my god, that's something that people do? Like for a living? Is Attila Turzo from there? Yeah. Yeah, I know Turzo. Turzo. I'm very bad at pronouncing the U with the umlauts over it. I don't know how Hungarians call that letter, but I'm definitely not familiar with, you know, the grammar issues. Bishop c5. How can you live from poker and chess? Not at the moment. This is... Oh, you're answering him. Well, I mean, the cost of living in like, you know, anybody could live from poker if they're a very strong player, probably. But you have to play live nowadays. That's hard to do. It used to be very easy. You know, when online poker was very, very popular, I made a good living, but now it's just become too difficult. Bishop takes. What's up here? Oh man, this guy is tough. He's 1692? He's as tough as nails. They always ask that. What do you mean? What do you mean you play chess? I'm trying not to exchange pieces. Why knight on g4? Well, was that possible? I had a knight takes? Really? It's like the psychic network move with rook c2. Wow, dude, that's an amazing move right there. He dialed into the psychic network. You could see. Now we have like a tiny advantage. Man, this is tough. The only hope is to like beat him on time. Man, this is just tough. Tempting me to go back there. The rook c2 is brilliant. He's still hanging on as we speak. But I don't understand his rating is 1692. That's a little difficult to kind of fathom. Man. Finally, he's cracking. He lost the pawn. Still not over at all, though. Powerful bishop on e5. Guaranteeing white counterplay. Well, here comes a crazy move. King h3. Maybe h4. Not sure this is even good. Just took it. I don't think that was his best, because that leaves him with a kind of straggler. Larry Straggler. Toughest 1600 in the world. Alright. Man. Don't listen to me. Alright. Fuzzy Logic, another 1600. Don't crush me, please. Oh my god. Alright. Guys, these are my last two games. I guess HGG left. No, there he is. Alright, cool. So, Family Fork. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We're going to be back on Sunday with a simul. 20-plus players. Between 20 and 25 players. We'll decide how I feel on Sunday. E6 is the best way to play, probably. You know, you really have to play this Catalan style. Reverse Grunfeld, Tarrasch, Catalan. These things can all exist here. Alright, you're welcome for the game. B6 is a kind of weird move, though. Long diagonal. A table chess computer, Clash Kid? What's that? What's the table chess computer? Like how old? What do you mean by table chess computer? Like a small board? You mean like one of these like standard ones they used to sell in the shops? Or are you talking about like, I'm not sure what you meant when you said table one. The Clockwork Stockfish model has its limitations. Yeah. Alright. Fuzzy logic. So we've got the other side of the Tarash now. Queen a4 check with a very, very good ending for white. Or he can play king f8. b6 is not really a good move. When he played that, this long diagonal is too problematic. He just plays well. But when you have a tough position against strong players, you need to use more time, and eventually you crack. There's a lot of players on the stream like that. I mean, Nefedov plays like a master till he gets in time pressure. I mean, that's probably why they're not, 2200. I mean, some people move faster than others. What about queen b3 here? Am I just winning this pawn? Let's just do this. Just cleanly winning the pawn. It's okay, yeah, just talking trash. Winning the pawn. I didn't even say hello from the Pandas today. Well, the Panda relatives. I left them out of the stream. Hello, I'm sideways. No. Hello. This is Micro Panda and Macro Panda. Hey guys, don't forget there's a simul on Sunday. And I'm not the same voice as Panda. Alright, Panda's a little bit deeper. Our original Panda's voice is a bit deeper. If that was strange for any of you, no, we have a regular thing here with the Pandas. What if we just do bishop takes? We'll just keep it simple. Keep it simple. What I don't want to see is... Oh, there's no need to do that. Fuzzy logic. This is like a way of castling. He's actually castling with king g7, but that's pretty extreme. To damage your king position like that. Perpetual's trash talking. Alright. Thanks everybody for watching and subscribing, for supporting the stream. This worked out to be a good stream today. This 12 o'clock time, it was bad lately because of that stupid old world championship. But now that waste of time is over, we can get back to important stuff. Rook d4. I'm trying to find moves that attack and defend at the same time. Wow, he just played h5. Good move. You know what? That's a really, really, really good move. And it's pissing me off. I'm going to set myself up like right away for h4, queen takes g3 check type of stuff. Yeah, let's just... I've seen enough. We want to keep it simple. Alright, what are we going to do? If he plays h4, we have the rook check, which is pretty nasty. We're also threatening rook to d7. Yeah, so he doesn't want to deal with that. Fuzzy logic. I don't mind trading with the monster queen. Power queen. Power Rangers. Power queen monster. Pawn up. Power queen monster pawn up. Power queen monster pawn up. No, this is bad. Creamy crunchy cookie candy cupcake. Alright, next game. HGG. Probably our last game for the stream. HGG is tough. Creamy cookie cupcake candy cookie. No, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Knight f3. What do you like more? I mean, I love chess. I've been playing chess. I've been playing chess for 30 years. I've been playing poker for longer though. Oddly enough, like I started playing poker when I was probably about 8 years old, and I started playing chess when I was about 11 years old. So, little known fact that I've actually technically played poker longer than chess, but no, I mean chess is a much deeper love for me. HGGGG is also he's also a good poker player. It turns out, ironically, now that we're talking about it. Okay, so but a lot of chess and poker players, find the interesting similarities between these games. So all right, so we're gonna play the HGGGG, also from Hungary. We're gonna play the Panov Botvinnik. That's what I'm trying to say. Panov Botvinnik Caro-Kann. This is a variation that I've kind of worked on a lot in the last, let's say, 8 or 9 years, and it seems like it holds its ground. There have been some top level games in this variation for Black in the last few years, and if you look after the game in the opening explorer, this particular variation that we've got here on the table, I play both sides. Actually, there's a guy, a pretty strong player, almost national master, Camel Culture. Is he Camel Clutcher? Is Camel Clutcher? Does anybody know, is he an NM yet, or he's got to be really close? He's pretty strong. So Camel Culture plays this for Black too, and this is a game that I think I like both sides. I had a game with the English Grandmaster. I won with White in this line, and I've played some good games with Black. I had a good game a couple years ago, which is recent for me, in a tournament. I play both sides of this line. Bishop b5 is kind of an unusual move. This is something that you see from time to time. It's not critical, but it seems like perfectly okay for White. So h4 against you in this kind of position, yeah, you'll see people do that. It's pretty caveman, and I doubt it's really quite correct. But it could be dangerous if Black doesn't react. You're sure Tal played Omaha, not Hold'em? If Tal played cards, I don't know if anybody. I'm not sure that anybody played Omaha like much. Back in those days. It's much more complex. Hold'em is like, Hold'em is like. It's like baby poker almost. Yeah, where I play, like, we only really play Omaha. Some other silly games and stuff, but no one wants to play Hold'em because it's just sort of boring, and a lot of people don't gamble that much in Hold'em. Yeah, I mean, Omaha is the bigger game in cash poker. Alright, Bishop e3. This is just a passive kind of move, though. I don't know. I'm not sure what he should do objectively. Obviously, knight e5 is a move. I think I actually analyzed this before. There's some crazy lines with like knight e5 c5. But Bishop e3, it just looks like a little bit lame for White. And I've probably played this exact same game here on lichess before, believe it or not. I don't think that White is necessarily worse, but I feel like this is just not the most ambitious move for White. But anyway, he's got to play. It's a game and it's a move. I would think like Rook e1 or maybe something more active than Bishop e3. But anyway, it doesn't make playing my position that much easier. Now they're calling me on the phone. Hello, please leave a message. Bishop e3. I don't know what to do. This is our last game for the stream, guys. I guess we'll take the two bishops. Looks like he was prepared for that. It's hard to open it up, though. I don't know. This might have been a mistake. Because now his knights just have strong outposts. Maybe I made a bad positional mistake here, giving him 2 knights versus 2 bishops. Well, Cobble Thingy points out an interesting problem that happens in chess a lot. Like, actually, the hardest positions to play are ones where we have too many choices, I would say. Having too many choices is a bad thing. And HEG now loses a pawn. I lured this forward. Bishop takes d4. I can also just simply play bishop g4. He loses a pawn. He might have some sort of compensation for it. I intentionally lured it forward. It's like the Grunfeld. It's basically a Grunfeld. It's a Catalan. It's a Tarrasch. It's like all these. It's like a reverse Grunfeld, Catalan, Tarrasch. All these openings at the same time. When you get these isolated queen pawn positions, it's really interesting. So now what we're doing is actually I'm playing the black side, or sorry, I'm playing like the white side. No, I'm playing the black side of the Grunfeld. I'm getting confused. It's late. It's a long stream. It's time for a martini. He found a way to defend, man. Ugh. All right. Well, we'll try to win the pawn. We win a pawn. So many different choices, but I think I basically did the wrong thing. You know, he blundered with e4. He played a little too reactionarily. He was too reactionary. Just playing e4, you know, when I play bishop f5. He can probably just move his queen or something. Now there's a problem, though, with the b2 pawn. Yeah, so he has to like take and play rook f2, self-pin. This is not what he wanted. Obviously. No, he's in serious trouble now. Rook takes b2. He's got back rank issues. So I think that's going to be difficult for white to save this now. He can't take on c6, can he? Oh no, it's like rook c2 resigns. That's terrible. I can just play here. I'm just double checking because I hung pieces today and stuff. Am I missing anything? Could be some sort of weird move that I didn't see. But the back rank, yeah, it's fundamental weakness. I think his opening was good, and when I gave up the 2 bishops, he's probably fine. If we look at this position, I'm going to go, guys, after this, but if we look at GG's opening, I mean, like, basically, I think after, like, f takes e3, I thought he was fine. Maybe not. The engine said I should play c5, but I was unconvinced by this. I thought he could just take here. The computer says, you know, okay. But it's analyzing like 10 move variations. I mean, it's very hard. I wanted to play c5, but I couldn't really make it work, you know, figure out exactly how it works. So I played rook b8. He could have played knight a4. That's a very strong move to lock down this break on c5. And that would give him a decent position, I think. What did he play? Here. Yeah, now he just has to move his queen. Queen f2. Okay, it says, like the engine says, white is slightly worse. So the bishops are a little bit better than the knights. But I think the 2 knights, for example, do better against 2 bishops than like bishop and knight do against 2 bishops, for example. Anyway, guys, thanks for playing. Thanks for joining me. Clash Kid, thanks for the huge donation of 2,000. Dim and Nils, thank you guys for the great donations, up to 1,700 for the week. Everybody, thanks to Soltigo and JCS for moderating. We had a raid by Joanna Tries. Thanks to her. Thanks to everybody, and we'll be back on Sunday with a simul on Sunday at 4:30 ET phone home. So thanks for subscribing, guys, supporting the stream. I enjoyed the games. It was a lot of fun, and I will see you again on Sunday. Have a great weekend. Bye.